this alive? I am going to talk about new stuff in Heavypaint today. It's kind of a general cleaning up of a lot of settings, and also this new noise setting is pretty cool. It works with all your tools and it does crazy stuff. So let me first show you guys what it is in the first place. So let's say here, this is our fill stretch tool, and this knob up here controls the noise amount now. So this used to control color jitter, and you can still set it to be color jitter. If you just click on the knob and change it here, you can say color jitter point, and then crank that up, and then you're back to the old way of color jitter. But so you can think of this noise as something that can, just another way to give another type of color jitter, I guess. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun playing with it. Color jitter also has been split into two different settings. So before it was kind of, you controlled it with one slider, but you can set it to either point mode or stroke mode, or point and stroke. But now you kind of have finer control over it. So down here you can see that there's color jitter point, color jitter stroke, and noise amount. So these are the three types of noise that we're playing with basically. So let's see, we can do a little bit of point, a little bit of stroke, and no noise just for now. And you can see this is kind of what it does. This, you know, per stroke it'll give it a different color. Let me go back. Let me turn that off, and I'll turn on the noise. But I'm really excited about this noise thing. I think it looks a lot more like traditional paint, because it kind of, I mean, when you're painting and if you haven't mixed your colors very thoroughly on your palette, then you'll get this sort of streaky, crazy looking color, like half mixed, which I think is pretty cool. Uh-oh, my size slider's not working. That's not good. Okay, I need to go back in and fix that before I release it. I was just messing around with fixing some stuff, and I think I might have broken something else in the process, but that's okay. Let me close this up and get in here. Alright. So I'm just going to do a quick little painting to show how this works. But I don't know, it has a nice feeling to it, this noise stuff. It feels pretty natural. And you could even use it with hatch, and then it gives you this nice colorful texture automatically. Also been messing with autosave some more, because yeah, autosave has just been a pain, but I think it should work better now. Yeah, it kind of feels like, I don't know, you're just smearing around this crazy paint now, and I like that feeling a lot. Also added a little bit of distortion to the fill stretch. Oh, that's another thing that's changed. The old settings that used to be called texture noise X and texture noise Y have been renamed to distort, because I think this makes more sense as distort, because you're getting the texture and you're distorting you're wobbling it, I guess. So I don't know, distort is better. So now noise refers to color, and distort refers to sort of the shape. Anyway, let me reset this, because I like my defaults. But yeah, I think noise is the thing that digital painters kind of miss out on, and traditional painters get this kind of texture for free just because, you know, mixing paint is not perfect. So that's something I really missed from traditional paint, and I think it's pretty cool to have at least some sort of attempt to get that back in digital. Makes it feel a lot more lively. Hey, thank you, Asmend. It's pretty fun, guys. Like I'm very excited to see what people do with this, because it's really sort of a playful, crazy thing. It's a lot of fun, especially if we go really intense with the noise. Then it gets like all glitchy and weird and kind of cool. Like this kind of craziness, and it works good with bright, especially with brighter colors. It looks cool. I sort of want to try to do this on like a sunset painting would be cool, because then you could get some serious color vibrations going very quickly. You know, like in the very intense bright spots where the sun just goes nuts. And I want to test that out. I should have done a sunset painting, honestly, but oh well. Hi, Cena. Hey, J-Ron. Yeah, it is trippy. It's weird. It's like, I don't know. It's fun to just look at it while it jiggles around. Let's see. That sounded kind of weird. Alright, let me go here. Sand. The sand, maybe? So let me try with a different texture for the sand. Oops. This is actually probably too much noise for the floor down here, because it is pretty uniform. But still, at least there's some kind of weird, you know, subtle texture there. I don't know if this is even coming through on the YouTube compression, but there's lots of little tiny, like if we zoom in here, there's a lot of little tiny things going on. Little gritty, nitty gritty, chunky stuff, which I love. Sorry about my loud AC. We don't have any. I wish we had one of those mini split ACs. That would be cool. I should try to get this main reflection in here. Should I be doing this on another layer, maybe? The way the noise looks with Fill Lasso is something like that. So it looks like static, I guess. And then the other cool thing I didn't even show yet is, like, let's say we're on Chisel here with the noise. Oh man, I need to fix the stupid size slider. Anyway, when we're on noise, we can adjust the scale here. This noise X and noise Y. So this is noise X, like that, and then, you know, if you go really low, it stretches it out, which to me looks a lot like, more like a traditional paint kind of a feeling. Bear with me while I... Looks kind of like the Netflix logo, right? Let's see. Do Netflix. And then if we increase the noise X, then it's more uniform and looks more like static, not Netflix. And then we could also decrease the Y scale to make it do this kind of thing. So it's pretty flexible. You can fool around with it. So here on Fill Stretch, let me try bringing the noise X up again. Now it's more like a static. Anyway, what was I doing? I was trying to draw a mask for my reflection. But yeah, I've been working on this for the past couple weeks. Super excited. I need to do some more little tiny videos, maybe post on Instagram and just show people like what this setting does and how to use it. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not like rocket science or anything. But yeah, it should be ready to go hopefully by, if not today, then tomorrow, because I'm real close. Just like tidying up loose ends and stuff. Anytime you make a change to the, you know, like a big change to the tool system like this, it sort of, there's a lot of cleanup work you have to do to make sure you didn't break everything in the process of adding in something new, which always happens. So yes, of course I broke things, but now I've like, half the time is adding it in, the new feature, and then half the time is fixing all the stuff you broke when you added it in. So I'm close to fixing all the stuff I broke now. Let me reset. I'm gonna reset all my tools back. The defaults have also been changed a little bit. If you already have saved tools, it's not gonna change your saved tools, but you can always reset to you can reset here to default, and then you'll get all the new defaults, which the new defaults have just a little bit more noise in them, and they're more organic looking, I think, a little bit, if you're into that. Hey Alvaro, I'm really happy to hear that. And yeah, I think that's the goal with the program, is to get people that are not comfortable with digital, or exactly coming from traditional, because the original goal was to just be able to plein air paint outside with all my gouache buddies who so I could paint along with them outside on my phone. So it is sort of like, yeah, it comes from that world of painting outside and just using regular paints, and what are the, you know, problems that we have to solve when we're painting that way. Actually, I don't know if I want this. I kind of like painting on one layer. It's more fun. It's kind of fun to, when you go into the shadows, you can crank up the noise a lot, and it's still, I think you can hide a lot of noise in shadows. I don't know, you just, any excuse for noise is fun. Maybe I went a little bit too crazy on that wall. But fill stretch works pretty good for these like wall type shapes or rock shapes, because you always get a hard edge and a soft edge automatically, which I think is what a lot of these rocks are, is just like alternating between hard and soft edges. Sort of like that. I still haven't tried to do a portrait with this stuff, which I don't know if this noise kind of thing would work as well for portraits, but I'm curious though. Maybe it could be cool. Only due to bring the iPad? Well, yeah. No, there's a lot of digital painters that come out now. Yeah, everyone's using either Procreate or Heavypaint, so that's cool. What is your criteria for choosing the images? Well, for these ones that I do on YouTube, I like to try something that's more chunky or simple. Something with a lot of empty space too is always good for YouTube. Like this one, I like that half the image is just sand, right? So I don't have to worry too much about details in the sand, because I want to do something that I can, you know, finish in a reasonable time on YouTube. But otherwise, I don't know what my criteria is. I like I'll try to lean toward more simple stuff because I don't want to. I'm not ready to do complicated things yet. I like doing simple stuff. Or, I mean, sometimes I'll see something in a picture that's outside of my comfort zone a little bit. For this one, I don't know, maybe this transition between the sand and the reflection of the water might be a little bit tricky. Like, how would we do that? It turns darker as the sand gets wetter and wetter towards the water. It becomes more dark, but then at the very end, all of a sudden it turns blue. So I think that could be cool. Let's see, so it's darker here. Darker. But other than that, it's like, what shapes do you like and what colors do you like, and nothing too complicated. Just paint what you like. I like these rock shapes a lot. And yeah. Alright, so then it's darker near the water, and then all of a sudden it turns blue at the very edge. So I think that's like the key to making this look really interesting. But first I want to try to get my other stuff in at that border, because you know, once I put that blue in on the border, it's gonna be more difficult to edit the other areas around it. So I'll just do this in order. Try to be patient and do things in the fastest order. Save that cool part for later, because it's like the icing on the cake, I guess. I gotta wait for it. Okay. Alright, you guys ready for that blue? I hope this looks good. Alright, I'll pick the color there. The blue, it's lighter a little bit because it's reflecting the sky, right? But it's not ultra blue, it's like just a hint of blue. Is that it? Oh, maybe that's close. I'll try to give it a little bit more. This is something that I feel like is interesting, because you don't often see things where it goes from light to dark and then lighter again. You know, like usually when a shape is going into shadow, it just gets darker and darker, but then this is all weird because it's reflecting. Also, then I'm not sure even why the sand gets darker as it gets wetter. Does anybody know why that happens? It doesn't make sense, because you would think if it's getting wetter, it's becoming more reflective, it's going to reflect the sky more, and then the sky is lighter than the sand, right? Or maybe the sand is lighter than the sky. I'm trying to rationalize everything, but I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Oh yeah, noise also looks kind of interesting with draw tool. This is very much like a, you know, when you freshly mix your paint on your palette and you're just dragging it along and it's not fully mixed yet. You get this weird thing going. It also looks pretty cool with dry brush. With you know, when you turn it down to like 50% or so, then it feels really like paint. I think that's cool. It's less light reflecting when it's wet. I thought, but when things get wet, they become more shiny, don't they? And more reflective. Yeah, exactly. When there's when I know that things, when like cloth gets darker, yeah, clothes gets darker, sand gets darker. Is there anything that gets brighter when it? Anyway, I think this painting is almost there. I just have to fix the size slider because I seem to have broken the size slider right now, so I'm using the hotkey to change the size. So let me or actually let me see if the knob works. Does the size knob work? Oh yeah, size knob to the rescue. Okay, I'll just use this for right now, but I will fix the slider after the stream. And once the slider's fixed, I think we're ready to go and just publish. Does anyone here actually use the size knob like this? Because this was a thing for a while, but now it's kind of, I don't think anybody uses this anymore. I still like it though. Probably most people don't know that it's there. There's a lot of like little weird options hidden in Heavypaint. Oh yeah, with line radial it does crazy stuff. Look at that. What the? You can also change the texture jitter point, and this will give you crazy stuff too, in combination with the noise. Woo! You can change the stamp, which is more for these kind of hatch tools. Like, here's, you know, each stamp is the same here, right? But we can say texture jitter stamp, and then it's gonna randomize that. You can make it pretty low too, just if you want like a tiny bit of variation. Make some magic eyes. You guys remember magic eye? And then stroke will give you per stroke. I mean, it makes sense, right? You see Soroya? Oh man. Thank you. I love Soroya. My mind was... I actually got to go see a lot of Soroya paintings when I was working in Spain for a couple months, and it just blew my mind. All the Soroya stuff was insane. So then I came home and did a whole bunch of studies of Soroya afterwards, and I'm a big fanboy of him. I feel like the sand gets a little bit warmer really close to the camera, so I'm trying to add a little orange down there. And then also, I think it's darker over here. Kind of greenish. Probably zoom in for this. Yeah. That transition is really soft. Actually, it's kind of soft on this side too. It's not really a crispy edge against the water. Maybe I have to blur it. What's the best way? Can I smudge it? Ooh. Maybe that's good enough. Smudge has also been messed with a little bit in the fact that now it uses the same noise system. So basically the same noise controls the smudge. Whoa. And then that means we can do the X noise also, and then it looks like this. So this is sort of like a new kind of smudge that we didn't have before. It's sort of like a mix between blur and smudge. actually works good on the water. Yeah, maybe I'll leave the sky alone. It's more green, right? I'll just pretend that's what the mountain looks like. It's not very accurate, but oh well. Let's see. This corner. Here. I think I made this left side of the mountain too high up. Like the horizon feels weird to me. So I'm trying to adjust the horizon lower a little bit. This is more greenish, I think. The light bounces multiple times because of the underside of the water surface, so it has a bigger chance of being absorbed. I'm gonna need to do some more research on that. Oh, Alvaro used to live near Soroya's house. That's crazy. Yeah, I was nearby too. I was like, we would go to, what's the park called? Retiro? It's a really nice park. Madrid is so nice. I miss it. Everybody walks everywhere. Everybody's, dressed really nice. Yeah, shops everywhere. You can just get whatever you need. And like, amazing food, amazing everything, amazing art. Alright, what am I missing? The little sea foam right here. Let's put that in real quick. I feel kind of sad covering up this yellow, this bright random yellow, because it kind of looked cool. But, oh well. Yeah, this rock is lower, I think. Yeah, that feels better. that too dark? No, I think it's okay. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. So I guess the next test, sorry, would be to do a portrait at some point, but I'll save that for another time. For now, I think this is good. Great success. I'm gonna have to fix that slider issue. The size slider's a little wonky right now, but once that's fixed, I'm going to be publishing it on desktop probably today, maybe a couple hours. No promises, but that's my estimate. I'm slow. I'm a slow programmer. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little stream demo. I really enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys again soon. Oh, yeah, Alvaro, that sounds great. Next time. I don't know when I'll be. I wish I could go back to Spain. Alright guys, have a good day. I'll see you next time.